Right now, a new poll of about 2,000 people over the age of 30 revealed that 57% of people feel stress more often now than they did 5 years ago. And 47% live an unhealthier life now because of that. And I could certainly testify to that. I can see that. Stress makes you less healthy, obviously. And a lot of us have been dealing with more stress. And like everything else, it seems like we're relating it to the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
Since COVID took hold, all that kind of stuff. That's what we've been dealing with here. So I wanted to bring in an expert on this, Leigh Richardson. You may have heard the name. She's a local brain health expert and author. Leigh, we appreciate you jumping on with us. If you can, there truly is a correlation between stress and health, right?
There certainly is. And I think that, we've all recognized stress will kill you when we think about heart attacks, when we think about our physical health. But I don't think that we've all realized what stress can do to our mental health. And the study found that 1 out of 6 women over the age of 60 will have dementia. The World Health Organization says by the year 2030 that brain-related disease is going to be the biggest disability globally. So mental health, brain health is something that we all need to really focus on. And stress will put your brain in a dysregulated state, just like a head injury will.
Yeah, so there's a new poll out. 2,000 people were asked, and of the ages between 30 and 57, a lot of those said that they more frequently are stressed than they were previously, and a lot of that has to do with their healthy or unhealthy lifestyles. What kind of stress are we talking about here? Is it everyday life stress? Is it work stress? All of the above?
I think it's all of the above, because what is stress for one person may not be for the next. But I think part of that problem is our mental health. And I think we all have experienced anxiety in the last 5 years after what we've been through with the pandemic. I think we all have experienced increased stress. And once we get that stuck in our head, we keep going back to it. And everything that we look at, do I go back to the workplace? I don't want to go back to the workplace. I've had clients stress out over that. And I'm like, you're hurting yourself. Make a decision. Make the decision that's right for you and stand by it. And I think people are having a harder time making decisions.
Yeah, and that comes in with managing stress is a part of that. What are some ways that we can better manage stress? Because everybody has it. I guess it's really about managing it and how we deal with it.
Well, my single piece of advice, if you do nothing else but this, focus on what you can control. Do not focus on everything that is out of your control.
Yeah, and obviously that's easier said than done. But just to give us some perspective here, the unhealthiness that stress can be causing, what does that lead to? Does that lead to physically getting ill for some people?
Absolutely. I mean, your brain is an organ just like your heart. We've got to shift the way that we think about mental brain health. And there's a direct correlation between anxiety. People that have anxiety oftentimes have gut issues. People with depression oftentimes have fatigue issues. And those are all physical. That's what's going on in your body. And I think that our lifestyle choices, what we eat, how much we sleep, do we exercise, how do we take care of ourselves? Those are lifestyle choices. And if we focus on making good choices and really think about the choices we make with intention, that will improve our health.
Yeah, people always talk about mind and body, almost as if they're two separate things, but they're really the same thing. Isn't that all body?
It is. They're absolutely the same thing. You can't separate them. They're connected, just like the left leg's connected to the right leg.
Right. Yeah. So I guess it's just taking the time to think about that is really that we need to do and not just getting so caught up.
Well, in turn, a lot of us have a spiritual self, and we can turn to that spiritual side for a stress release. A lot of us have hobbies that we enjoy. Focus on the things that bring you joy, that you enjoy, that put a smile on your face.
Right. Great. Perfect. Thank you so much, Leigh, for doing that. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Leigh Richardson, brain health expert. Love talking to Leigh.